Theme song. Okay, that's good.
All right, pretty good.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Phantom Zone and our first live stream.
Yeah, don't know why we're doing it. Because people are too lazy to download it later.
Yeah.
And so we decided to live stream it. Why not?
But you should still download it later.
Yeah, because it'll be much better quality.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this week we decided to go a different route that wasn't like superheroes or any of that shit.
Yeah.
It was conspiracy theories, because why not?
But specifically for like TV shows and movies.
Uh-huh. And so, how do you want to do this? Because I have a ton.
Yeah, okay, so basically, I think we can go back and forth.
Okay, sounds
And
good to me.
the way we're going to do this is whoever's turn it is going to explain the theory.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk about it. And then we're going to decide if we think it could be real.
Okay, that works for me. All right. So you want to go first?
Sure.
You did the theme song.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. So the first one I have is that the Flintstones takes place in an apocalyptic future.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I actually have one that's along that one.
Is yours the Jetsons one?
Yeah, where they both happen at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about both of them at the same time then.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, so basically the theory for both of these is that the Flintstones is set in a world where a nuclear apocalypse happened, and now, like, these are the people who survived that and now are trying to restart humanity. And that's why they have stuff like cars and celebrate Christmas and use animals as actual,
As tools,
Yeah.
like washing machines and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then the other part of that theory, if you can explain it since
Okay,
it's technically
so
yours.
the second part of that theory is that after the war, like, we still had advanced societies, and so some of the people went up into the clouds and became their own society up there, hence the Jetsons. But the people who didn't want to associate themselves with, like, the futuristic technology decided to stay on bedrock or on Earth.
Yeah.
And they, like, the dinosaurs and all the creatures that actually talk and stuff, they're actually robotics designed after what the history books teach us that cavemen were like.
Yeah.
Because it's like in this future, they don't have history exactly correct, and so they have talking dinosaurs and stuff like that, and things that aren't exactly accurate. And so it's basically the people that didn't want to follow technology stayed as the Flintstones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how believable do you think this is?
I think it's... You know what? I'm going to say it's fairly believable. Both cartoons are made by Hanna-Barbera.
Uh-huh.
And
that's the similar style.
And they have met before. And a part of the theory is that in that meetup, when Elmore's the kid's name, right?
Sure.
Okay.
I can't remember.
When the kid creates the time machine, he actually just creates a teleporter that sends him to the Earth, and that's when they meet the Flintstones.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And also, I thought about this, and a tie-in for, like, the reason why you can have stuff like the WWE tie-in, where it's like John Cena Stone, the Bella Stones, or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
That's because those are clearly all the grandchildren of the current wrestlers.
And they just kept up the names of their great ancestors.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes no sense whatsoever.
No.
But I for the sake of the theory, we'll keep it in.
No, in all honesty, I don't think this is very realistic to me. There are some things that work for it, but at the same time, there's a lot that doesn't.
Yeah. But, I mean, as far as most theories go, it's a pretty good one. It's a pretty solid one.
Yeah, it's more solid than other ones I found, which are mostly, like, legitimately, I think 90% of theories online are, what if this character's just in a coma? What if this character's actually dead?
Yeah, no, that makes, like, half of my list.
None of those are true. I'm going to cut those out right now.
I don't know. There are a few that I think could be true.
Anyway, let's keep talking about this one.
All right.
My biggest problem is where the dinosaurs come from.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess...
But I just explained that.
Oh, yeah.
They're robots.
I wasn't paying attention.
Damn it, Steven. Damn it.
I was distracted by Goose. I'm sorry.
Stop being distracted. They're robots, all right? They're robots based on what they believe dinosaurs were actually like, which is why they can talk.
Okay.
Like, people thought we used dinosaurs as tools, and so they designed robots to look like dinosaurs that we can use as tools.
Yeah. You know what I just remembered, though? There is, like, electricity in the Flintstones world.
Yeah.
Because they have rock stars.
They do. They have amplifiers and shit. And they have Las Vegas or Rock Vegas, is it?
Viva Rock Vegas.
Yeah, it's Rock Vegas, and they have electricity there.
Yeah. And TVs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Yeah, okay. I lied. 100%
We
this
switched it
true.
around.
That's going to beat me on a lot of these. Nope, this one's not real. Wait a second. Okay, this one's
It
real.
might be real.
I'm going to go ahead and say this one's very plausible.
I think it's plausible. I think it's very definitely possible that they exist. They coexist.
Because they are, like, there are a lot of ridiculous things in the Flintstones that are like, how could, fucking old people have this stuff? Old people don't have technology.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, who would design a car?
Exactly.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't know how to make a car. But, yeah. Anyway, on to the next theory. Should I grab one?
Yeah, it's
I have a giant list. Okay. So, the Aladdin movie. I actually have two theories on the Aladdin movie that I found.
Okay.
The first one is that it's set in the future.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
To the distant 10,300 or so. Because, like, the genie knows how to do impressions of people that, if it was set in the past, would have never existed.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of, like, for example, in the scene where he plays baseball, like, baseball wouldn't have been invented, so...
And all the impressions of famous people from now.
Yeah, like, a lot of it needs to have been in the future, or else it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And the other one is that it never actually happened. That it's a story. So, at the beginning of the movie, there's the guy trying to sell you the lamp.
Yeah.
Well, what if it's just a tale?
Oh, okay.
Like, what if it's actually just a story to sell you the lamp and none of it actually happened?
That's interesting. Okay. I already know these ones because the creators of the show, the movie, actually did an interview where they talked about these theories. Both of those are lies. Those are not true. One, there's a theory about the guy at the beginning that it's actually the genie, and it turns out that is true, that they originally said it so that guy at the beginning was the genie.
He does wear the same clothes as the genie.
And he was telling you the story of how he got free from the lamp. And the other one about it being a post-apocalyptic future, again...
I don't think it's a post-apocalyptic. I think it's just the future.
Well, apparently it was supposed to be set in Baghdad. But then, like, bad stuff started happening, so they couldn't really do that. So Agrabah is an anagram for Baghdad.
But how do you explain the impressions and stuff?
That's Robin Williams' dick.
All right. Good enough. Good enough for me. All right. Your turn.
Also, he's a genie who's immortal.
Yeah, but I mean, if he can see into the future, shouldn't he, like, know that he's going to be freed? Explain that to me, Steven.
Magic. Boom. Done.
That doesn't make any sense.
Magic explains everything.
All right. Whatever.
Okay, my next theory is switching from cartoons to movies. James Bond, because the series has lasted for so long and so many different actors have played him, people have theorized that James Bond is also part of the codename.
Yeah, like, I actually have a second theory to that.
Ooh.
That James Bond is actually a Time Lord.
Oh, I don't like that one. That one's dumb.
But no, I agree more with the code name. That's the reason why so many people can be James Bond and it's still in continuity, because it's just a code name. When one James Bond retires or dies, the other one picks up James Bond as a name.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
There's apparently people consider a movie, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a Sean Connery movie where he plays an old spy who's been in prison for years. A sole sequel to the Sean Connery years as James Bond.
I don't know what movie that is, but
I'm gonna look it up. But yeah. So basically, the biggest part about this theory that kind of makes it fall flat is that in the latest James Bond movies, the Daniel Craig ones, you see his parents' gravestones, and they say Bond.
Oh, damn.
And you see, like, his family home, and you learn about his life.
The Bond mansion.
Yeah.
Damn.
So that one...
Well, they ruined that.
Yeah, they really killed that. Max Landis, since we were talking about him earlier, I'm just going to dick ride Max Landis this whole time.
I know you are.
I always do.
There's not a day that he doesn't go around sucking Max Landis's dick.
It's true. It's like permanently attached to my mouth. At least I didn't do it at a Denny's.
That's true. All right. So what about Max Landis?
But yeah, he actually wrote. He pitched an idea for a movie where this theory comes true, where fucking the old Bonds were like villains, and you find out that Bond is just a code name. Never happened, of course.
Yeah, a lot of Max Landis ideas never happen.
Yeah,
it's sad.
It's really sad.
All right, so my turn. Or are you still finding that?
Still gonna find that movie.
All right. So I guess I'll just sit here and just do until you do.
It was Finding Forrester.
Finding Forrester?
No, that was a joke. It was The Rock. That's what it was.
The Rock?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh.
But yeah, in that, Sean Connery plays a spy with like no name, and the government of both America and Britain deny his existence. So it would make a lot of sense, because the theory is that if they get like captured or killed, then someone gets the codename Bond.
Well, that makes sense.
So it works. It does work.
All right. So my turn?
Yeah.
I have okay, let's see. Let's pick one of the cool ones now. That Skynet is actually letting humans win.
Oh, I think I've heard.
Did you read this one? Okay, so basically the theory is, like, a lot of people don't understand why, if Skynet is this ultra powerful AI, would it be losing a war to humans when it really shouldn't? Like, at any moment, it could just be like, nuke the world, I survived because I'm a computer, everyone is dead. And it could do that.
Yeah.
But there was a theory that because it is such a strong and intelligent AI, it understands that if humans were gone, it would be lonely and bored and wouldn't have anything to do anymore.
Yeah.
So it purposely tries to keep the humans fighting it, because all it wants is war. Like, that is what Skynet was designed to do, was to fight a war. And so what it does is it creates the Terminator program. And it sends Terminators back in time to make sure that the humans have something to fight and like give them hope. And so he'll let Skynet will let them have those little victories so that the war can continue on forever.
Oh, interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
I thought that was a really cool theory. Mostly because I love the Terminator movies.
Yeah.
Except for Salvation, was it?
Yeah.
Fuck that movie.
And the new one's not that great either.
It's better than Salvation was. Better than 3.
I guess.
I enjoyed the reboot. All right. I'm going to put that out there. I enjoyed the reboot. I thought it was all right.
I think they should have gotten a better main actor. Jai Courtney.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, like, the storyline was all right. I enjoyed the story of it.
Yeah. Why is he so buff? Where is he getting all that muscle from? He doesn't have any food to eat. He should be lanky. Like the guy, fucking the original.
He's a Terminator. There you go. Kyle Reese is a Terminator.
Yeah. Like the original Kyle Reese was just like this lanky white dude.
Nope. Future.
And now it's Jai Courtney ripped as fuck.
Nope. Future guy is a Terminator. All right. Your turn.
Even when like you meet him in Salvation, he's a lanky little guy. And now all of a sudden he's just super buff.
Look, man, I can't talk about. Was it Steven Spielberg? Is he the one who directed the new one?
No. Steven Spielberg directed 1 and 2 and then quit.
Okay. Well, I don't know why the new director decided to go with a buff Kyle Reese instead of a lanky one. Yeah. But that doesn't matter, does it?
I guess not.
All right. On to your next theory.
Okay. My next theory is about the Matrix, sticking with robots. Okay. So first, I technically have 2, so I'll keep them separate because they are separate.
All right.
Theory number 1 is that Neo isn't the chosen one.
Who is?
It's actually Agent Smith.
I knew it.
Did you know this theory?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was back when I first loved Matrix a lot.
So the theory is that... what is the theory?
Okay, so basically, the idea of the one is that a person will rise against the Matrix or the machines, right?
Yeah.
And it is believed that when someone does that, when someone rises against the machines, the Matrix reboots itself and creates a new Matrix.
Yeah.
And it turns the people who rebelled into agents. Like, it basically brainwashes them to turn them into a fighter for them. And so Agent Smith is the oldest agent. So he's broken out of this Matrix 6 times.
Wow.
And it's not until Neo shows up that Agent Smith starts getting a lot stronger. And then he does something, and this is the part where like the theory gets a lot strongest, is like he manages to escape the Matrix into a cell phone. You know, in the third one, he manages to get out and go onto a cell phone. He shouldn't be able to do that because if he was just a program, there's no way he should be able to do that.
Yeah.
And so that gives him the strength that he is actually the chosen one.
And there's also the fact that like the whole point of it was that the one was supposed to save the human race, and he kind of does.
Yeah. Like, he ends up, like, at first, he's still an agent. And then he decides to help out Neo in subtle ways, but he ends up doing what Neo wanted to do to save the humans. Yeah, no, I agree with that theory.
Yeah.
I think Agent Smith was the one. Fuck that whole Neo is an anagram for one. No, fuck that. Yeah, Agent Smith is the one.
Agent Smith, anagram for the one. If you spell Agent Smith backwards, it spells the one.
Yep. You're thinking palindrome?
Palindrome?
You are, though.
Oh, yeah.
Anagrams are where it's
Yeah, no,
up.
I was saying that it's both. It's both.
It's both an anagram and a palindrome?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
For a second there, I had no idea what you were talking about. So it's like, wait, palindrome backwards spells the one?
Yes, it does. Palindrome backwards spells everything.
That's true. I mean, technically it does.
Yeah. All right. So what's the second theory on the Matrix?
So you remember the part in the Matrix 2, I believe, where they're running like through the like tunnel and the robots are chasing him and Neo like puts his hand up and they stop and Well, okay, so they're supposed to be in the real world.
Yeah.
So that means Neo shouldn't have any powers there. So the theory is that...
is it the one that Zion is actually part of the Matrix?
No. Well, yes, actually. I don't know why I said no. But basically, it's that the robots, like, because they had to keep rebooting and restarting, because, like, they made a perfect world and it didn't work. So they were like, well, fuck, people don't want perfect, people want chaos. So let's create a world where they can rebel. And so basically the Matrix that we know is the Matrix, and then the actual world is still part of the Matrix.
It's just
so you never truly left the Matrix.
Damn.
Yeah.
I like that one too.
Yeah, same here. I think it's plausible. And
I mean, who would build a giant robot to fight robots?
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Doesn't make any sense. You just turn on an EMP. That's what you would do against a robot.
Exactly. So
No,
I think it's plausible.
I think both of those are pretty plausible.
Yeah, I definitely believe the Agent Smith one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a film theory video on both of these that explain them way better than I could.
Same.
Yeah, because that guy's way smarter than I am.
Yeah, no, he probably uses math.
Yeah.
We don't.
He does research other than just like, oh, this
We
one
read
says a
cracked
title.
articles.
I watched his videos. That's
All right.
I watched them 2 weeks ago and was like, we should talk about this.
I read a cracked article.
Yeah.
That's where I got all 30 of mine. All right.
But yeah, I think it's very possible that, you know, they're like, okay, let's just fucking build walls on walls.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I
they
like
are
both of
super
those.
smart robots.
Yeah, no, you don't take over humanity and be dumb.
Yeah.
Speaking of taking over the world, my next one is that, you remember Pinky and the Brain?
Yes.
You remember how, like, we always thought Brain was the smart one and Pinky was the dumb one?
Yep.
What if it was the reverse? What if Brain was actually just insane to the point where he just, like, his entire thing is just repeating schemes to try to take over the world, and Pinky's actually just smart enough to continuously stop him from doing so? Because if you remember, like, every episode is Brain coming up with a scheme and then Pinky finding a way to destroy that scheme.
Yeah.
But there are 2 episodes where Pinky actually manages to get his idea through, and he ends up taking over the world until Brain shows up and fucks it up for him.
Yeah.
So
His head's just swollen and not actually.
yeah, like he's not actually smart. He's just
Yeah.
fucking insane. See what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that theory.
Yeah. I don't believe this one.
Why not? It makes so
Because-
much sense, though.
I think, well, because there are a lot of times where they show that Brain, not Brain, but that they
Pinky?
show Pinky is actually just an idiot. Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
points where you're like, no, he's just really dumb.
But what about Freakazoid? Like, Freakazoid sometimes looks really dumb, but he's actually incredibly smart.
But he's also got superpowers, and he's made from the internet.
That's true. I guess the internet would make you both really smart and really stupid at the
Yeah.
same time.
But yeah, and also I think, okay, so like Dr. Doom is a super genius who tries to take over the world, but he constantly fails at it. I think it's
true.
more that Brain gets in his own, much like Dr. Doom, Brain's ego gets in his own way.
He's a megalomaniac,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah, okay. I can agree with that.
Shit, I closed the wrong tab.
Damn it, Steven. All right. Do you have another one on hand?
Yeah, I do.
All right. then go.
My next theory is that Anakin is not the chosen one. I'm going with chosen one theories now.
Oh, damn. I'm not
Anakin,
ready for this.
Not the chosen one. Here's why. The prophecy that says that Anakin is supposed to be the chosen one says that a child will be born in a time of great despair, and he will rise and destroy the Sith and bring balance to the Force. But Anakin is actually born in a time of peace.
Yeah.
He's the one who brings the time of despair. So the theory...
No, because they're already fighting the droid army.
Well, okay, that doesn't happen when he's born. That happens... like
Yeah, I guess
he's
so.
born into a pretty peaceful time. He grows up in a pretty big war.
Uh-huh.
But, like, the actual time he's born... Granted, he's a slave, but things are pretty chill.
That's true.
And, like, there's always... If you read, like, expanded universe stuff, even though it's not canon anymore...
No, it's just legends.
Yeah, there's always been wars. And so he's born in a mostly peaceful time. But Luke Skywalker is born when the Empire is ruling everything and just shitting all over everyone. And he actually does bring balance to the Force. He defeats the Empire and, you know, makes things good again.
Does he really?
Thanks to the new movies, not anymore.
Yeah.
It was for a little while, which is, honestly, in the Star Wars universe, that's the best you can hope. I'm assuming they have, like, a record in, like, a Jedi temple where, like, who brought about peace for the longest? And it's like, fucking this guy, 16 months.
Qui-Gon Jinn, about 10 minutes. And then he died.
Yeah.
I actually have 2 Star Wars theories on here.
But yeah, so I believe that theory. That one's 100% true.
Yeah, I
in my
believe
book.
that. And Yeah, no, I can believe it.
Yeah.
Anakin was a dick.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and there's no way he was the chosen one.
No.
I think it was one of those where like they misread the prophecy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you see a kid with a bunch of like shit in his blood, and you're like, that guy's chosen.
That guy was chosen to die. Well, okay, so there's one that's a legit theory, and then there's a second one that's not a legit theory.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with the legit one first, and then save the non-legit one for later. So my legit one for Star Wars is that Chewie and R2 are actually undercover spies. And like,
wait, for which side?
For the rebels.
Okay.
Because they showed up in the prequels, right?
Yeah.
They should remember that Anakin is Darth Vader.
That's true.
And they interact with Leia and like everyone else, but they never tell them that Anakin is Darth Vader. Right?
Yeah, they really dropped the ball.
It's always been one of those like, that's such a huge plot hole.
Yeah.
But here
one of those robots, C-3PO, was built by Anakin.
Yeah, well, I mean, C-3PO kind of makes sense because he's been rebuilt so many times.
Yeah.
Like, he's fallen apart and rebuilt so many times, and his only sidekick has been R2-D2.
Yeah.
So R2-D2 kind of keeps him in line, but never actually tells him anything.
Yeah.
But, R2-D2 and Chewie are working together to make sure that Luke and Leia and Han get together in order to take down the Empire.
Oh, Han.
Well, like, Chewie meets Han, so, like, he knows that, like, Han needs to help out somehow. I'm pretty sure that Chewie and R2-D2 are keeping in communication with each other.
Was Chewie in the prequels?
Yeah, he was in Episode 3 on the Battle of Kashyyyk.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking to Yoda. No, was it Yoda? Yeah, it was Yoda. Yeah, Chewie's in the third one.
Well, he never... Okay, I'm going to say this one doesn't work, because he never met Anakin, so he really wouldn't
No,
know.
but he fought on the side of the Republic.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
true.
he knew who, like, the Jedi were. He would have known that Anakin was on the Jedi side up until that point.
But I don't think he would have. Wait, no, because, yeah, Anakin was... I don't remember the third one. I've tried to block those prequels out.
But, yeah, no, he did... He was around for that.
Yeah.
Because Anakin was on the Battle of Kashyyyk.
Yeah, he was. Because that's where Grievous died.
Yeah. So Chewie would have met Anakin, and Chewie would have known that Anakin is the new Darth Vader.
Yeah. I don't know if he'd know that.
I think so.
You know what? I have a theory that fucking... After that happened, everyone just got amnesia. Because fucking no one remembers shit about anything.
Except Obi-Wan.
20 years ago, and no one, like, what the fuck is the Force? Who is Darth Vader?
Except for the Jedi.
Yeah.
No one except for the Jedi remember.
Maybe.
Or the Force users.
Okay.
I mean,
we're gonna create our own theory right here.
Headcanon!
Anakin and the Emperor, when they brought in the Dark Times of the Sith. Like, a weird thing about the Force is that it can actually emanate and make things, like, wonky. So when this happened, like, the dark side of the Force started taking over the universe, and it slowly started to cloud everyone's memory. And that's why you got people who can't really remember the Jedi, they can't really remember Force powers, they can't really remember who anybody is.
Oh, that would make sense why in the Force Awakens, like, some people remember, but not a lot of people remember. Because Snoke is, like, sort of, like, he's not as strong as the Emperor and Darth Vader were together because he doesn't have, like, two of the strongest people. Yeah. But he himself is pretty strong, so he's, like, trying to cloud their judgment, but he's not able to fully. And so that's why some people remember, like, the old battle. And
that's why, like, it's mostly, like, stuff relating to the Jedi that people don't remember. And fucking, with the ban on lightsabers, it's very clear that the Emperor wants to get rid of all memory of the Jedi. So it's his will being pushed out to the Force, clouding people's memory.
Damn, I like that theory.
We just created a theory.
Damn.
People, anyone listening, send that out. Send that to crack. Send that to crack.
Send it to crack. Send it for crack.
Yeah, buy us crack. Get us crack so we can use that.
Go to the nerdiest drug dealer you can find and be like, yo, I got a Welcome to Phantom Zone exclusive theory on Star Wars. Give me a dime bag? Alright, so my second non-legit theory on Star Wars is, and this is literally how I have it written, boom, Jedi ghost body.
Jedi ghost.
Okay, so the theory that I read is that Luke is the only one who has the power to bring you back as a Jedi ghost. And this is why, okay? So when Obi-Wan dies, right, what is the last thing he does? He looks over and stares at Luke right into the windows of his soul.
Yeah.
Right? And then gets cut down and dies. Right?
Yeah.
And then Yoda, he tells him, Luke, you're not ready. Don't go fight Darth Vader. And he's like, no, I got to go do that. And then he leaves. And then Yoda's like, come back. And then Luke's like, all right, Yoda. And then what does Yoda do? He looks at Luke right in the eyes, and then he dies of old age. Right?
Yeah.
Then last one, Anakin, Darth Vader. He's like, I want to see you with my own eyes. And so Luke takes off his mask, and what is the last thing that Anakin sees? His son's eyes. All three of those become Jedi ghosts.
That's
so the
true.
theory is that in order to become a Jedi ghost, you must look at Luke Skywalker in the eyes before you die. A few seconds before, and then you will become a Jedi ghost.
You know, those are the only Jedi ghosts we see in canon.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say it's true.
Damn straight! I love that theory. That's literally all I have is just boom, Jedi ghost, because the guy who wrote it would just go, boom, Jedi ghost. Boom, Jedi ghost.
Nice. Okay,
Yep.
we're officially... I'm gonna say that's canon. That'll be
Damn.
in the next movie.
Good.
Luke's gonna look in a mirror when he's gonna die in the next movie, and he's gonna be like, "Ugh," and slowly pull out a mirror and look into his eyes.
And then boom, Jedi ghost buddy. All right.
Right then and there, like you're literally gonna see the soul leave his body. Okay.
Alright.
So yeah,
So-
I'm gonna say yes to that one.
Good. All right. So what else you got?
Okay, so the next theory I saw that you also have written down.
Do I?
Yep.
How can you read my shitty handwriting?
I see the name, and that's how I know. That's
All right.
pretty much
What's
it.
the name?
Willy Wonka.
Child killer?
Yup. That's my next theory.
Damn, I like that theory.
Yeah, same here actually. I think it's a really good theory.
Yeah, because if you, like, for example, one of the biggest arguments is the boat ride,
Yeah.
where, you know, it doesn't have enough seats for enough people.
Yeah.
It has exactly 2 fewer seats than what you need.
Yeah, he literally knew, because he's like calculated this whole thing.
Yeah, he knows that these kids are going to die.
Yeah.
Did you read the theory of why he picked Charlie to be the winner?
I don't think so.
So the theory follows that he picked Charlie because Charlie is gullible enough to mold him into the next Willy Wonka.
Oh.
So he will continue his evil legacy of killing children.
Okay. I thought it was just because he needed someone to pin the rap on.
Oh.
Like, the whole point of this was so he could, like, kill children and then, like, leave the Wonka factory to somebody else and then disappear forever.
Well, I mean, they signed the waiver. So, I mean, he's not legally responsible for
That's
any of
true.
their deaths.
That's very
It's
true.
in the waiver that they sign at the beginning.
That's true.
Next to the wallpaper of snozberries.
Yeah. Man, that place really is just set up as it. Like, and he's so chill about all the kids dying.
Uh-huh.
Like, the girl, she's a bad egg.
Yeah.
Like, well, where
Well,
did
at least, okay.
To the trash compactor. Where does the trash compactor go? To the furnace.
But old Willy Wonka, Gene Wilder, wasn't nearly as creepy and maybe just a little bit more remorseful than Johnny Depp Willy Wonka.
Totally disagree.
I always thought fucking Johnny Depp Willy Wonka was just a sadistic motherfucker. While Gene Wilder, I think he was just a little crazy and like he had a screw loose, and he knew that these kids were gonna die, but I think there was just a hint of remorse there.
I think that Gene Wilder was definitely the crazy one. Johnny Depp was more sadistic, clearly. But Gene Wilder was the more, like, terrifying killer. Especially when you get to the boat scene and he starts singing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Come with me and you'll see a world of pure imagination.
He doesn't sing that on the boat.
Yeah, he does.
No, he sings that when they first go into the chocolate room. Or the chocolate fountain room.
No, he sings that on the boat, too.
No, he doesn't. He sings something else on the boat.
Bitch, I'm gonna look this up.
Bitch, look it up. Just
probably-
remember, we're only allowed 10 seconds of copyrighted music.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, I guess we're allowed 10 seconds of each copyrighted music.
Yeah, I think so.
So, I mean, if you find the 10 seconds of the boat ride scene, that's totally cool.
Look a song.
Do 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 do.
Okay, that's them in the opening gate. I think he sings that song several times.
No, he only sings it once. It's played many times because it's the main theme.
Yeah.
But it's only ever sung once.
Okay, so it is one. What does he sing on the boat? He does sing on the boat, though, right? I'm not.
He chants. I don't know if he sings though.
Oh yeah, he's saying something weird.
Yeah, like he's like reciting some weird archaic poem. that's
Clearly,
going to eat your soul at some point.
clearly he's a devil worshiper, and that's like him chanting to say these. That was adorable.
Hi, Goose. Hi.
You didn't see that, but she like popped up out of nowhere and just like, hey, let me up.
All right, Goose, you're up here now. Okay.
My dog's here again. Goose is back in the studio,
Yep.
and she's loving up on Edgar.
Yeah, she is. She's jumped on me so many times
Yeah.
today.
All she's done around me is fart.
Get wrecked, Steven.
Yeah.
Your dog loves me more than you.
Damn, you could. That's cold-blooded.
Just like Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
But yeah, those were clearly him chanting to Satan, telling him that he's sacrificing these children in his name.
yep. No, I agree. Fucking Willy Wonka is terrifying.
Yeah. I, like, straight up, I think that clearly, in that elevator, like, he's been murdering people for years.
Mm-hmm.
And making them into chocolate. That's also part of this theory. I just remembered that.
I did not read that.
Yeah, apparently
he was just killing them.
Nope, he makes them into the chocolate.
Damn.
Yeah, so we've all been eating people. Anyone who had a Wonka bar, and
Are those real?
they
bars
were.
real?
Yeah.
I don't remember those.
The only place I've ever found them was on the reservation, and we only get old shit. So that's probably why.
That's weird. Because I know, like, the Willy Wonka Corporation is real.
Yeah.
Like, they have real candy, like, nerds and stuff.
But I've had a Wonka bar before.
Huh.
Yeah.
They look so good, though.
They're pretty good.
Alright. So, next
Anyway.
theory.
Oh, but what I was saying before we jump.
Okay.
The elevator that flies away, he was going to use that as his getaway. He had this whole thing planned out.
So why didn't he?
What do you mean?
Why didn't he just use a getaway?
He did. He flew away at the end of the movie.
With Charlie, did you know there's a continuation to that?
Really?
There's a book that explains what happens afterwards.
Did you also know that the snozberries are testicles?
Yeah. Actually, it's a penis.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh.
Anyway, what is your
Who
next
wrote
theory?
that book? Roald Dahl?
Yeah. Gore. I don't know.
Okay. So. Alright, because I think we're running pretty long here. So.
Okay. I've got one more theory, so.
Alright, then why don't you do that, and then I'm just going to read through the rest of mine without giving much explanation.
I want to say, because mine's an actual, like, conspiracy theory, so I want to say mine for last.
Okay, well, I'm just going to read through all of the ones that I didn't do and maybe stop at some of them.
Off of the title, we'll just say yes or no, if we believe it or not.
Frankie from Foster's Imaginary Foster's Home for Imaginary
Friends.
Friends is actually an imaginary friend.
No.
Blade Runner, Deckard is a replicant and has Gaff's memories.
I've heard this one before. I've never seen Blade Runner, so I can't say.
Well, I believe it's true because a lot of it points to that. And I guess we'll find out in the sequel.
That's true.
Samurai Jack is set in Townsville, Powerpuff Girl in the future.
Believe this one because there's also an episode where they go into the future and it's dystopian.
Yeah, and they have the same architecture and the same billboard.
Yeah.
The aliens from Signs are actually demons because they only die by water inside a priest's home, and so it's holy water, and that's the only reason why they die there. They don't die anywhere else.
But everyone, the only reason he knows about that is because they're go to water. They don't like water.
Oh, well then I don't know.
So I'm going to say no to that one.
Okay, Courage is just the dog.
Yes, I believe it.
Ferris Bueller is Fight Club. Okay, maybe this one needs a little bit of explanation.
Yeah.
So, in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, how Cameron goes off on an adventure and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Well, what if it's actually just Cameron and he just imagines Ferris Bueller and the other guy, Sloane, is it? Or it's not
the girl.
The girl, Sloane.
Yeah.
What if it's just those guys are figments of his imagination, and that's why he gets to do so much is just because he's imagining it and he's not actually doing it.
But then
so
what
it's
about
Tyler Durden and fucking what's his name?
That one's more difficult to believe because in Fight Club, fucking main character name, I can't remember it. Not Tyler Durden.
No, it's Edward Norton?
Yeah, Edward Norton. That's the actor's name.
It's the only name I know.
But in that, Edward Norton actually does the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But in this, Ferris Bueller is super popular.
Yeah, what if Cameron is Ferris Bueller?
But the whole point of that is that, Cameron's not popular and he's sick all the time, so he has to imagine this stuff. And then we get, the family and the principal going after Ferris Bueller. You get all these wacky things that are just happening to Ferris and not Ferris and Cameron. I don't believe this one.
Okay, Fresh Prince is dead.
Because of the gunfight he actually gets in.
Well, no, in the basketball fight.
Yeah. No,
okay,
in real life, that was a gunfight.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he dies in there, and the tax driver is God. And then the reason why he only gets to see his parents every now and then is because
God would never go to Philadelphia. That theory is a lie.
The ending to Inception, it's you've seen Inception?
Yes.
You know how it's left ambiguous because the top is spinning and you don't know if it's going to flip over? Well, we know for a fact that it's actually reality because at the beginning of the movie he explains that the top is actually Mal's totem, and so it wouldn't work for him.
Oh, yeah.
His totem is actually his wedding ring, which when he's in the Inception sequences, when he's in the dream sequences, he has on because it reminds him that he's married.
Yeah.
But in the final scene, he doesn't have a wedding ring on, which makes it real.
I like that theory. I want Leo to succeed in life, even in dream life. So I'm gonna say that's real.
Okay. The Captain Planet kids are the Magic School Bus kids.
This one I don't believe because Alfie would not grow up to be a cool kid. That kid got bullied and then probably committed suicide in high school. Made that really sad.
Ash from Pokemon is always 10 because either A, he's in a coma, or
theories.
B, he saw the Ho-Oh, and it said that if you see a Ho-Oh, it gives you eternal happiness, and so Ash's eternal happiness would be to be a Pokemon trainer for the rest of his life, and so being 10 is the best way to handle that.
No to the coma theory. I already said no to all coma theories.
Uh-huh.
The Ho-Oh one's a little bit more believable, but also I'm going to say no.
Okay. Rugrats, they're all dead. It's all a figment of Angelica's imagination. And there's a reasoning for this because Chucky died with his mom, which is why Charles is such a mess all the time. Tommy, it was a stillbirth, which is why... what's the dad's name?
Stu.
Stu is such a toy maker. He makes toys for the kid that he never had, and so he just wants to keep making toys. He's stuck in that. The twins were actually just one baby that died in the womb, and since Angelica never knew whether it was a male or a female, she just imagined that they were twins
Yeah.
to make up for it, and that's the reason why only she can talk to the babies.
I'm gonna say no to this one because all the parents seem pretty okay. Like, if their children really died, they're handling it very well.
But you're seeing it from Angelica's perspective.
That's true.
So she might be imagining. Kind of like
But,
how Courage...
Like, a lot of these, like, they explain why Stu's in the basement all the time, but they never explain why the mom's just chill. Like, the mom either holding it together better than anyone. Like, she lost the baby, and she's like, oh, I'm perfectly fine.
And how weird is it that everyone lost a baby? That's
exactly.
kind of odd.
Like, this entire group of friends.
Yeah. Did you watch The Thing? The first one? The movie The Thing?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I wanted to talk about this theory. It's not my last theory, but... Yeah.
Okay, so you know how, like, in the end, he gives him a bottle of alcohol?
Yeah.
Well, they think that it's actually a bottle of gasoline, and that's how he knows that he was the Thing.
He had the Molotov cocktails earlier, and that's what he handed him. And actually, they confirmed this, because the director says that that's what happened, and then... like, the reason he laughs and smiles at the end is because he's got a flamethrower just right outside of camera.
All right. Harry Potter, it's actually a Pan's Labyrinth story. I don't know if you've seen Pan's Labyrinth.
I had not, so I can't comment on this.
So basically, Pan's Labyrinth is about this girl who, like, her mom is incredibly sick, and her stepdad is incredibly abusive. And so she makes up this fairy tale in her head about this labyrinth so that she can help her mom. And so what if Harry Potter's actually just created this magical journey as a fantasy world while he's living under his abusive uncle and aunt's household?
That is extra sad because of the fact that, like, obviously the most attractive person in that world was Hermione, and not only does he give his best friend Hermione, but then he also doesn't get a hookup with Cho Chang.
Yup. So sad. In Back to the Future, Doc Brown is committing suicide.
I don't believe this one.
I do. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Have you know the theory?
Most of it.
Okay, so basically it's when he's testing out the DeLorean, we know that he hasn't actually tested the DeLorean up until that point. And so it's kind of weird that you drive a car into yourself if you're not sure it's going to work. So
that's true.
I mean, why would you drive a car that's going 88 miles per hour at yourself if you're not going to commit suicide? Unless you're that sure that it's going to work.
I think he was just that sure.
No, because he acted surprised when it worked. Okay. He wasn't believing that it was going to work.
My theory is that that's Doc Brown...
being Doc Brown?
No, that's Doc Brown after he's visited by Marty.
Uh-huh.
So, like, he's like, hey, time travel's real. And then this is him, like, growing up, like, after meeting Marty. And, like, oh, well, then I have to build this time machine by this time. And then, like, it's not working great. And so he's like, fuck, it might not work. And he tests it. And he's like, well, I guess I'm going to die here either way. Because he knows what's going to happen. Like, Marty's already told him, hey, you die in the future. Yeah.
Okay.
And, I mean, that's why he's wearing the bulletproof vest.
Remember? No, he wears the bulletproof vest because of the terrorists who are going to shoot him.
Because Marty tells him about that, right?
Yeah, but not the car.
Marty
doesn't tell him about a car.
Because he already knows about the car because he helped him get back to the future.
All right, fair enough. Okay, and my last one, Batman is actually insane and all the villains are doctors. Try to help him out.
I hate this theory. Okay, I read this theory. I don't know if this is the same theory, but I read a theory similar to this at the very least. And I liked it up until they were like, the Joker is his, like, his doctor, and his name is Joe Carr. And then I just wanted to punch myself.
I'm not good with that, but I'm good with the rest of it.
The rest was good, I'll admit that. But then he was like, no, it's got to be Joe Carr. That was stupid, and I wanted to punch that guy in the face.
No. See, maybe his main doctor just has like a clown thing.
Yeah.
And maybe he's like a clown on the side. I don't know. Yeah. Anything. Just don't do that.
He got a poster of a clown in his office. That's more believable.
Yeah, or he tells Batman to stop being such a joker all the time because maybe Bruce Wayne actually has a sense of humor in this theory.
Oh, of course, you farted.
Okay. But yeah.
Is that your last one?
Yeah. Well, I have one, but it's not actually a movie or TV show. It's about a ride.
Okay.
and it's about the Haunted Mansion ride from Disney World.
Ooh, I want to hear this.
Okay, so basically, you've seen the Haunted Mansion movie, right?
Yes, starring Raven Simone
Yeah.
and Eddie Murphy.
Okay, so basically, there's a ride in Disney World where you get onto this elevator and it drops you, and then you get haunted by all these ghosts and shit. And on the ride, at one point, your main guide is like, if you ever want to leave this house, you have to die. Like, that's how I got out. And then he points upwards, and there's a guy hanging from a noose.
Oh, wow.
And so somewhere along the ride, the cart jumps out a window, and that's when everything, like, the dynamic kind of shifts. Because during most of the ride, the ghosts are trying to scare you and spook you and stuff.
Yeah.
But once you jump out the window, they actually become happy, and they're, like, celebrating. And the only person you see that kind of terrified is the gravedigger who sees your body.
Oh.
And so the theory is that you commit suicide throughout the ride
Wow, that's fucked up.
in order to get out of the ride. I thought that was a really cool theory.
That is probably true if you're jumping out a window.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Okay, so my last theory is apparently also like an actual theory.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that Stanley Kubrick, a director of The Shining,
Uh-huh.
created the moon landing. And
I refuse to believe it.
the reason people believe this, there are two reasons and two reasons only.
Okay.
Number one is the child in The Shining is wearing an Apollo 11 knitted sweater.
Okay.
The second one is that Stanley Kubrick changed the number of the room from 217 to 237,
Uh-huh.
which is the distance between the Earth and the moon.
How does that point to okay.
Because it's him being like, hey, I did the moon landing. I am the moon landing.
I refuse to believe it.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about this one because it's like an actual theory.
Uh-huh.
It's not exactly about the movie. It's about a real life thing.
Yeah.
And that this guy was using the movie to tell people he did it.
Mm-hmm. See, I can't get behind that. Mostly because I believe in the moon landing.
Yeah.
And my
Your
dad
doesn't, does he?
No, my dad doesn't believe in the moon landing, and I will never understand why.
Yeah.
That's just the way he is, I guess. And I've had so many conversations with him about it. I have to believe that the moon landing was real.
Yeah. I find it hard to believe that it's not. So.
Right? And so, like, sure, those are weird little things, but I think they're just mostly coincidences.
Yeah.
What does the Apollo 11 knitted sweater has to do with anything?
Because the Apollo 11 is the one that went to the moon.
Yeah, but what does a sweater have to do with it?
Because it was of the Apollo 11, and that's him saying, "Hey, that's fictional with the sweater."
No, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
I'm done with this shit. I'm leaving, and I'm never coming back. Fuck this.
That's a powerful theory.
It's a powerful theory. We'll put it to the test next week. If I'm back, that means I followed through with the theory.
Yep. Well, if you're back, that means you didn't follow through.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. So...
Maybe you're just done with live streaming the podcast.
I might be. I might just be done with that shit. That was way too complicated.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think that's enough for now, unless you have anything else you want to bring up.
Nope, I think
Goose
that's
is
it.
trying to eat newspaper.
Goose, don't eat newspaper. Go ahead, I don't care. It's not even my newspaper.
Okay. Anyway, so I think that's enough for this episode. We run pretty long. I'm not even sure how long we ran, but we ran pretty long.
Yeah.
So where can they find us?
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, just look up WTTPZ, at WTTPZ, search it on Facebook.
Yeah, you'll find us.
Yeah.
We're
And-
basically the only WTTPZ out there.
Yeah, and you can email us at welcometothe@gmail.com.
Yeah. If you want to download us or listen to us anywhere else, we're on Spreaker, Libsyn, Stitcher, anywhere you can get podcasts. Since now I have video footage of this, I will now start putting it on YouTube.
Were you just recording yourself this whole time?
Well, no, I was live streaming, and Twitch records the live stream, and so I'll get it from there.
Cool.
And then I'll just upload it to YouTube, and then so you'll be able to get new episodes on there as long as we continue live streaming. Next time, if we do end up live streaming, which I mean, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun. I'll put details on it on our Facebook and Twitter before we actually start live streaming. So if you guys want to join us, maybe we'll set up some sort of phone call system. I don't know how that would work, but maybe we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is all future stuff.
Future
for the later. We'll think about it. Anyway, so that's it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you listened to us while we were doing this, otherwise we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.